Hello and welcome back to Get Great at Maths. I'm here to help you pass your maths exam, so hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to look at keywords, key formulas and how to gain top marks. So let's get ready to get great at maths. This is a question on subtracting fractions. We've got to do 2 1/6 take away 2/3. We've got to write the answer in this box here and this will give you 1 mark in the exam. So our key facts for subtracting. We need to first of all convert into a mixed fraction from a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So this first fraction here, which is a mixed fraction because it's got whole numbers and a fraction, that's called a mixed fraction. Improper means the top number is bigger than the small number. So it's a top heavy fraction or an improper fraction. Step 2 is to find a common denominator. So look at the denominators. These are the numbers at the bottom. What is the common denominator for both of the numbers that are here? So think about which is your lowest common denominator. Then you've got to find equivalent fractions so the denominators become the same. Then you're going to subtract the numerators, which are the numbers at the top. And your denominator, which is the number at the bottom, will stay the same. And I'll explain why as we go through the video later. Then you need to cancel your answer if it will cancel. Press pause, have a go at working out the answer, and then press play when you're ready to hear the answer. Remember, you can use pen and paper to write down your answer. Fantastic. So, we're going to start off by looking at 2 1/6. So that is 2 whole ones. So you can see I've got 2 whole ones and 1/6. So now the reason I've drawn them out in 6 sections here is because it's got a denominator of 6. So 2 whole ones is 1 section, 2 sections, so 2 whole ones, and 1/6 is 1 out of the 6 squares that are remaining. If it helps you to draw a diagram, you can draw a diagram, but you don't need to draw a diagram if you get good at working these out. From here, we're going to convert this into a top-heavy fraction. So we're going to do step 1, converting it to an improper fraction or top-heavy fraction. So my denominator is going to stay as 6, and I'm going to count out how many squares I've got. So I've got 6 in the first diagram, another 6 in the next one, so 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So that is the same as 13 over 6. Now to do it without drawing the diagram, all you need to do is to say in 2 whole ones, you've got to do 2 times 6, which gives you 12. There's going to be 12 sections in 2 whole ones, plus the extra 1 gives you 13. So 2 times 6 plus 1 gives you 13. We've then got to take away 2/3, but we've got to look at our denominators. So we've got 6 and a 3. Now 6 is the biggest number, so 6 won't fit into 3. But does it work the other way around? Does 3 fit into 6? Yes, it does. So the denominator we're going to use is 6. So if I'm looking here at 2/3, I've got 6 sections. Yeah. Split it into 2/3, I've got split it into 3, so 2/3 will be 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. So if I split that up at this point here and this point here, 2/3 of 6 is 4. So that is the same as taking away 4 over 6. Now to do that without the diagram, 3 times 2 is 6. So if you do 2 times 2 gives you 4. So whatever you do to the top number, you do to the bottom number. And we're multiplying them both by 2 or doubling them both to get the denominator to be 6. So we're going to take away this 4 over 6. So you can see I've put crosses for the ones that we're taking away. So I've got 13 over 6, take away 4 over 6. You can see I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the top, 7, 8, 9 sections. So I'm left with 9 over 6. If you do 13 take away 4, that is 9. But you can see each bit has got 6 sections, so the denominator doesn't change. The denominator stays at this 6. Now I've got 9 over 6. Now I'm going to convert this into a mixed fraction. So you can see I have got 1 whole one here. So there's 1 whole one and 1, 2, 3 sections left. So that is 1 whole one and 3 out of 6. But I could do it without using the diagram. So I could say how many times does 6 go into 9? It goes in once. So that's 1 whole one. How many are left? Which is going to be 9 take away 6, which is going to give you 3. So it's 1 whole 1 and 3 out of 6. Now 3 over 6 can be cancelled down because there is a number that goes into both 3 and 6. See if you can have a think about what that number is if you haven't got it already. So hopefully you've spotted that you can divide both of these numbers by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2, which gives me 1 and 1/2. If you look at this diagram up here, you can see I've got 1 whole 1 and half of the diagram is left because half has got crosses on, half doesn't have crosses on. So I've got 1 1/2. That is the answer that needs to go into the box here to get the mark in the exam. Now you could have done it an alternative method. We could say that 2 whole 1s is equivalent to 1 whole 1 plus 1 whole 1 plus 1/6. Take away the 4 over 6 that we worked out here. Now if I do 1/6 take away 4/6, we can't do that very easily. You can see the reason we have the problem is because I've got 1 square taken off of here and 3 from the next one. But you can do it in 2 stages. So you can do 1/6 take away 1/6, which will leave you with 3/6. So 1 from the 4 gives you the 3. So I've got 1 whole 1 plus 1 whole 1 take away 3/6. Or 1 take away 4 is -3. So then from that 1 whole 1 I've got, you can see from the whole 1, if I take away 3/6 from it, so get away this 3/6, I am left with 1, 2, 3 sections. So that is the same as 1 whole 1 and 3/6, which is the same as what we got here. Again, we'll cancel down to 1 1/2. You could have cancelled your answer down at this stage here and gone to 3 over 2. So dividing both of these numbers by 3, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. If you'd have written 3 over 2 or 1 1/2, these two are equivalent to each other, you would have got the mark in the exam. If you got this correct, give yourself a big tick. Well done. Fantastic. The mark scheme on this question shows the answer is 1 1/2 or 3 over 2 for 1m, which is one method mark. It says you are allowed to accept decimal equivalents, e.g. 1.5, which is the same as 1 1/2, but you are not allowed to accept rounded answers or truncated decimals. So for example, if you'd rounded 1.5 to 2, that would not be accepted. And if you truncated it, so got rid of the last digit off the end, so it was just 1, also that would not be accepted. So make sure you show you're working out, and it is easier to work with fractions than decimals. If you found this useful, please share, like and subscribe so we can all get great at maths. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Please follow Get Great at Maths on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and X. What do you want to see next on Get Great at Maths? Please comment below. See you next time.